Are we live? Tenor Ballet here for a chit chat vlog, vlogmas. What books I'm reading, what books you're reading, what movies I'm watching, what movies you're watching. Let's chat. Let's huddle up, touch base, and break. Let's do that. All right. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share and so forth and vis-a-vis. Um, I was about to see if I could watch Red One. Um, so maybe I'll do that. It reminds me of Coca-Cola commercial with the polar bear. I'm like, is this polar bear about to drink a Coke? Uh, yeah. So and the jacket that the Rock is wearing is tailored just right. Like the color and then the change of the color. I'm like, yes, I like the two tone. Whether it be like one color, that's cool. Like how it highlights where it does. So books I've read since the last vlog, Nightmare Before Christmas. Have you read it? Is it on your list? I've read it. Um, Nightmare Before Christmas. Then I started reading Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. Um, like 2 days ago. I'm still reading it. Like I'm taking my time with it for the most part. Today I started reading, well, tonight, I started reading Gremlins based off the movie. And that's it so far. So those are some books that I'm reading right now. What are you reading? What are you watching? Oh yeah, let me tell you what I'm watching so that you can watch it too. Oh my goodness. Now, if we get into talking about what we're watching, I have watched some new movies to me. I've watched some old movies to me, meaning I've seen it before, but I do like re-watching it. So, I was looking up a movie. I didn't know the name of it, but let me go ahead and say it now. I have shared it to help me remember what the movie name is. Um, William Shatner is a radio host in the movie, and it's it's called A Christmas Horror Story. A Christmas Horror Story. So there's one in particular. I do like the whole movie. I do well. Nah. It's one part. Well, it's two. Yeah, about maybe one to two is really one, but then there's another one. It's okay. So it's one story in there that has a couple of jump scares. And I have seen this movie a few times now, but when those when those jump scares come, they are effective. Okay, they are effective. But yeah, I like the movie, so I looked it up to find out what the name of it is, and then I was given like a bunch of other movies to watch. Like, yes, give it to me. So, um, Sling. If you don't know about Sling, you can watch these movies on Sling. Um, that's where I watched them this year. They have been on other platforms. I viewed the one with William Shatner as the radio host, A Christmas Horror Story. Did see that on another platform previous year ago or so. Um, this year I saw it on Sling, as well as some other movies on Sling. Um, I did get to see I Trapped the Devil. I also got to see uh, the sacri- the Sacrifice Games. Uh, I think that's it. Besides White Reindeer, I don't think I finished White Reindeer after I realized the beat that it was on. Like, it wouldn't move from there. I thought it was gonna go somewhere else, but it kept staying on a specific beat. So I'm like, okay, so that's what that is. I didn't finish watching that movie. Um, After I realized what the continuance of it. But yeah, with the sacrifice games, I was like, oh, okay, so this is where the curly haired charmed sister gets her powers. I'm doing crossovers, okay? This is my theory that the curly hair from Charmed, the new Charmed, this is her background story from. Yeah, this is showing how she got her powers. Like, that's just me coming up with that, connecting that, because she did look like similar to the Charmed sister, and it does make sense. Like, she's friends with the little girl, so I was like, okay, that's her origin story. That's her prequel. That's her. We got to see her background, and that's my theory to that. I didn't finish watching the new Charm. Uh, I It looked high. I was I was so into the original Charmed, and yeah, I didn't finish watching the new Charmed. Um, but I love, 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 love the original Charm with Phoebe and her beau and all the other characters. Um, with I Trapped the Devil, I was like, because I had just not too long ago seen a first time reaction of No Country for Old Men. So I was like, oh, he trapped that man from No Country from Old Men. No Country from Old Men. That's who he trapped. Because that man sounds similar to that. So I was like, oh, he trapped him. Okay. Yeah, he does sound similar to that. If not the same, he sounds exact. You know. Uh, oh, what? Oh, the apology. I did watch the apology. The apology reminded me of um those characters in that movie. Reminded me of Hereditary. Was it Hereditary? Not Hereditary. Hereditary? Inheritance. Inheritance. It reminded me of Inheritance. Is it Inheritance or Hereditary? Hereditary. Inheritance. It's with the daughter being the pagan. That movie. It reminded me of that movie. With the woman being the mom and that man being the husband, because there was similarities, like, but opposites. Like they were opposite. Like in in uh, I mixed up the name of the movie. I think it's either Inheritance or Hereditary. Inheritance. The one with the grandmother with the coat and all that. That's what Apology reminded me of. And the man, he threw the book in the fire. I was like, oh, so you gonna throw the book in the fire in this movie, but you wouldn't throw it in the fire in the other movie. Uh, he didn't throw it in there. But yeah, they kind of look like those same characters to me. So I was having a bit of theory fun that they were the same character um, in that movie. Um, what else? I think that's it. Oh yeah. Okay. So the movie that I do recommend watching is uh, a Christmas Horror Story. It's an anthology movie, and all the stories collide with each other just about. Like they're all happening at the same time. Like some movies, some anthology movies, um, happen with one story after another. Like it'll firmly end, and then another one will begin. But this one, it you see characters past other characters from other stories and things like that. So yeah, I noticed that this time, like the one character from the Krampus story, like actually handed some keys to a character from another story. So yeah, when you see that, you'll see that interaction with the different characters. And then so they go, she gets into her car and they go visit their rich auntie. And as they're riding down the street, then they pass along these other characters from another story that's going to in search for a Christmas tree. So I like how that happened. And that really only happened right then. And the rest of the movie, every story ends where it ends. But when it first come on, when it first pop off, everybody you can see the interactions and the passing along and of the characters. So I like that. So yeah, that was cool. And then you got William Shatner uh, as the radio host. So that's cool. And then you got Santa and elves and um, reindeer, and that's cool. And you got Christmas trees, and yeah. So I like that. I was thinking about the one story that I do like that really brings me back to rewatching this movie over and over again. It's really only one that really bring me back, and that's the, I don't know what it's called, if they have their own subtitles. I don't know, but it's the one where the mother, father, son, they go out and search for a live Christmas tree. And then they go into the woods and retrieve a tree and set it up and decorate it. And so, yeah, that's the one that I like, rewatching the movie, seeing that one. Um, uh, I think the hand is like a lot of symbolism with, I'm gonna try talking codes instead of spoiling it. But the hand was really, I think significant significant with what happened, because not just when things pop off, but also when with, um, the tree, with the taking of the tree. I think that's just my movie theory, without giving anything away. Um, but yeah, that's my favorite of the stories, and I do like the actually I do like the Santa Claus one. I mean, that's like a given, right? And I do like, the Krampus one, even though I kind of want to get into spoilers a little bit. Okay, so this family goes to visit their aunt. Okay, so the family is a mother, father, sister, brother. Okay, they hop in their car and they driving in the snow. They get to the auntie's house, and she's not even expecting them. She's not expecting them. They didn't send her a Christmas card, say, "Hey, we're gonna be on our way. Hey, what you got going on? Hey, we boop boop boop." Nothing. I think. Because I have watched another. Did I watch another movie like that? Oh yeah, I Trapped the Devil was like that. I Trapped the Devil. His brother and his brother's wife, they popped up on him. Now I didn't speak about that, but I can. They popped up on him. I think either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I think it might be Christmas Eve. And they wanted to stay, and he didn't even know they was coming. Like, they didn't think maybe he would have company. They was like, "We're here, we're staying," and I'm like, "You don't know if this man got a date or anything." But yeah, so in, a Christmas horror story, um, they go to visit this auntie because the brother of the auntie, so he's visiting his sister. He wants some money. He wants her to invest. Actually, he wants her to fork it over for him to pay his bills or whatever. And, he say it's for the wife. He's like, "It's all for you," and I'm like, "You a lie. It is not all for her. You not doing all this for her. You are doing this for you." so that you can keep what you can't even. So they visit the auntie. The daughter gets mad at the auntie, saying that the auntie has set them up for Krampus to come after them and protect herself from Krampus using them as bait. And I'm like, how, Sway? How? She didn't even know you guys was coming over. Like, I could see if she knew y'all was coming over and she was, or either called y'all and said, come over. Like, if she said, yeah, come on over, come on. And beware the Krampus, come on over before Krampus get you. Like, she didn't say nothing like that. She didn't know they was coming over. So how is she setting y'all up for bait? Uh, so that she can protect herself from Krampus. Like, what? That just didn't make sense to me, but whatever. That's how um, the story ended. But it didn't make sense to me that this girl wanted to accuse her auntie, and they came up in her house unannounced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, all up in her house, unannounced and breaking things. And then had the nerve to say, oh, you did that, so boop, boop, boop. I'm like, whatever. Y'all just happened to be out. It just happened like that. Like, but, yeah, she let you in. If that was the case, she wouldn't have let her in. The auntie let her in. The girl, she was like, yeah, Krampus out here, boo, boo, boo. I mean, if the auntie was so bad, she wouldn't have let you, she wouldn't have let you in. But she did. And she told her about the story of Krampus. And then the girl just was like, oh no, you did this, this, this. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, cool effects. It was a cool effect, cool movie. Uh, as far as that goes. And the one with the Christmas tree, no, Christmas tree trolls or whatever. I guess the trolls saw the good in the mom. I guess. Um, Cause I'm like, what? Okay, well, I guess. And then I'm like, then boy, been out there all night long. But it's a fun movie, fun and creative uh, movie. And then they do have complexities and some scary elements and some yucky elements. So all wrapped up in a holiday bow. hmm So I didn't know what was up with Norman. I'm like, okay, so Norman had to go from his radio station job to a food drive, like, and then what? Was he tired? I mean, he went, but was he tired, Lord? Like, the matter, Norman? Like, ain't nobody know what was up with Norman. Like, was he tired? I'm thinking, man, he might have been tired. I don't know. He might not have been eating right for his blood type. 'Cause he didn't act right. Um, Norman had me rooting for him when I when I thought he was Santa Claus. I was like, oh no, it's Santa. Krampus coming. I was like, okay, because Santa versus Krampus seemed like a cool fight, you know? Okay, Santa, what y'all do this once a year? Y'all go at it? Like that whole fight scene looked good. Like, and then okay, so when the movie comes on, it looks like a castle, but then when it goes in behind the doors is all rickety, and I'm like, how y'all have these rickety doors on this castle? So I'm guessing the castle was like CGI, and then when you went in, then it was a barn. So I'm like, y'all need some better doors on that castle because this just ain't gonna do. Like, how these doors? I mean, Krampus could have been up in there. So, but yeah, it looked good. It's fun. It's a fun watch as far as the fun parts. Now there are some parts that aren't fun, like the story that gives me a scream. Now that story that was a bit frightful. It is a bit frightful. It got some supernatural elements in that story to where I'm like, ah! And but yeah, all the other ones are fun. Well, not all the other. Well, it's fun. It's fun in it. It's fun in it. Now, it's not a comedy. I don't think. I don't know. Like, I mean, it depends on what you want to laugh at. As for what's funny to you, um, but yeah, I don't know if I laugh that time. I'm laughing after the fact. Nah, after the movie, I laugh. I don't think I laughed during the movie. Um, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now with I Trapped the Devil, his um his brother and his brother's wife came over, and they're like, hey, we're here. It's Christmas. And he's like, y'all don't need to be here. He don't tell them right off the bat. But I'm like, yeah, y'all don't need to be here. Yes, he gave y'all an out. Okay, take it. Take it. Y'all don't need to be there. He done trapped the devil. He's giving you guys an out. Go, 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 go. But no. They wanna stay because it's Christmas and you shouldn't be alone. And I'm like, y'all don't know. He might have some company coming over. Or he might want to go somewhere or whatever. But they don't say it like that. They say, the brother says, I deserve to be here too. And I'm like, okay, so I guess it must be like a family home that the brother's staying at, and the other brother wants to come over. I'm like, well, why didn't he call first? But whatever. I have been a person that has popped up on people before because it's Christmas. But if they had told me to turn around, I would have turned around. I wouldn't have been like, I deserve to be here. Like, I would have turned around. But the brother's like, no, we thought about it and we're staying. So I was like, okay, well, I guess it's a family house, which I guess would be fine and dandy if that's what you want to do. You know, you want to pop up and stay at the house like you didn't want to make plans. Okay, um, you staying over without making plans. Um, no concern for the other person, but okay. Like I could see, just popping up and saying hi, but they want to stay. So okay. So the brother finally says, "Look, I need y'all to leave because I don't trap the devil." So the other the other brother, he goes to speak to his wife about the subject, and he's like, he throwing them back. I don't know why he throwing them back, because if you got to leave, if you got to drive, you don't need to be tossing them back. But he's like, something's wrong with my brother. I don't know exactly what, but then eventually she gets told something, or either like they show her, or like, yeah, the brother shows the other brother what he's done, and then show the wife or whatever, and then she's like, we can't be a part of this, we can be a part of this. I'm like, okay, and in that sentence also say we're leaving, but she doesn't. She doesn't want to be a part of it, but she hadn't said we're leaving. So they stay, as far as I know, because I kind of doze off because it's a real quiet movie. I was like, oh wow, this some ASMR right here. I'm like, okay. So it's a real quiet movie. It's some imagery, imaginary imagery. It's like real dark, and I had my screen kind of dim anyway, so I kind of I kind of was waiting for a jump scare, but it kind of wasn't. I was like, oh, okay. So it's like interpretation of the arts type of thing going on, and then silencing thing, and then you got the person down there that sounds like the man from No Country for Old Men. He's talking, and then he kind of sound like he playing around with the dude, like saying little smart little stuff. I'm like, I thought that was funny because he laughed too. He kind of was like, he was kind of like going along with him. Like, I was like, this man playing with him. But yeah, so yeah, that was a bit funny. I'm like, he playing along a bit. That's what it seemed like. Uh, so that was I Trapped the Devil, from what I did watch of it, because I did kind of go to sleep after it got quiet. It reminds me a bit of this is how it went. Like if you saw what's his name? Is his name his last name? Uh, that okay. Uh, I think his name is Andrew, and his last name is uh, Adif. Adif. I don't think it's Adolf. It's something like that though. He plays Wishmaster. He's in a zombie movie called uh something 3D. Um I think Living Dead 3D, something like that. And he has a conversation with his brother. His brother pops up on him unannounced and wants money from him. Which I don't know if this brother from I Tried the Devil wants money. But yeah, he pops up on his brother and he wants money, and his brother works at a funeral home, and the chemicals that he's using reanimated the people. I think that's what happened. And um, so he keeps that area locked up, but it had gotten unlocked for a minute or three or four or five, and one of them got out. And his brother doesn't believe him. So it's like the same thing with I Tried the Devil. So um, his brother didn't believe him, so he tried to show him. And because at first he's like, okay, brother, you sit right here. Let me go make a phone call to Duke so we can get help. So he called somebody and he like, look, my brother is wacky and we need some help. Like he been sniffing the 2 minute fumes up over her. So which is not the case. He gets off the phone. His brother and him goes to the funeral home to go and see what he's talking about. And then like really don't nothing pop off till they walk all the way deep down up in there. And then still really nothing pop off, but then like something shows to the camera and we see something as far as the viewer goes. And then when they're in the middle of the area, then it starts popping off, and then the brother like, oh, oh, I didn't know, and then that's when they gotta get up out of there, and then so it's kind of the same thing, but not the same thing. It's the same thing as far as like the two brothers popping up on the other brother, and then the other brother is dealing with something at the moment. It's like, look, I'm in the crisis at the moment. Like, you gonna have to leave. You gonna have to come back some other day. And then the other brother is like, but I'm staying for my own reasons. So those two things were similar. Even a little bit of the phone part was similar as well. Both phones were yellow and things like that. So it did have some similarities to that. Uh, those movies having similarities. Um, but yeah, he did sound like the man from No Country for Old Men. Um, when he did speak, when he did speak and laugh, because a lot of it was like, is it there? Could it be? Possibly. Like it kept alluring you to seeing and thinking and imagination. And I was like, oh, okay. And then that's when I went to sleep. I was like, gosh, gosh. And Then I think I woke up at the end uh, of that one. Yeah, I got to see a Christmas Horror Story this 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 year. I haven't seen Nightmare Before Christmas, but I have read it. I've read it, and I hadn't read or known about Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, so I was able to get the book. So I started reading that. It's more, it's the continuation, I think, because I think I I don't know. Did Sally and Jack get married in A Nightmare Before Christmas? At the end, I don't know if they did. Then Long Live the Pumpkin Queen is a continuation of A Nightmare Before Christmas. Um, Gremlins is like the movie. It's a book, I think, that's um, made after the movie, I think, is what's said with the the book. I don't think the book came first. I think the movie came first and then the book. So there's a whole heap of likeness to the book and the movie so far, and it's a lot of stuff that I didn't catch. If it's in the movie, I didn't catch it, but I'm catching it in the I'm catching it in the book. Like the man, what's his name? Duffy, Fuddy, Mr. Fuddy, that drives up on his snowplow and offers Billy a ride to his job. Um, he talks about gremlins when he was fighting and how they would mimic people's voices and their pranks would some of their pranks would be harmful. So he speaks about gremlins and him not really seeing them, but um, how he would like witness their pranks, the results of their pranks, and also with Billy's car not with Billy's car not starting. Um, he says that it must be gremlins. So Billy is like, "What? What you what?" And so he's like, "Gremlins. It must be gremlins." So then he starts talking about them and how they do stuff, mischievous, and he not really seen one, but like they they move and scuttle out of the way and stuff like that. So it's like he already knows about them. And I don't know if he does that in the movie because, like, I didn't catch it, but I am seeing that he's done that in the book. There's also a song that he sings on the snowplow about the gremlins. yeah, getting all of that info. So yeah, Mr. Footy knew about it, knew about him already. He doesn't even have them yet. His father is in Chinatown, um, just now learning about the Mugwai and the rules and things like that.